Good stuff.
So
Awesome, Steve.
my music name right now, if we can bring it on, is
Riley Cole.
Ryder.
Ryder Cole. Ryder Cole. Gotcha.
Because Steve is like
Government name.
my
Awesome. Sounds good. We'll go Ryder Cole.
and Ryder Cole is my grandpa's name that I use for my music, that I use for my description of my art. And it's a family name that I use because it's a little more individual than my given what we call it government or Christian name, which is Steve Smith.
Okay.
Which is one of those really exciting artists.
Fantastic. Well, we're live, Ryder Cole.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. So thanks for being part of the podcast. Give me a breakdown of your music journey from the beginning, and then we'll work our way in.
So I grew up here in Long Beach, Florida native. I've been playing music since 1988. I started as a kid. Guitar, piano, and I've been a singer and songwriter since the early 2000s when I started writing original music. Of course, like everybody, I grew up one of my favorite songs, favorite artists, Nirvana, the Beatles, Alice in Chains, Smashing Pumpkins. One of my favorite artists that I practice and focus on now is a guy named Mason Jennings, who's from a similar kind of background that I'm from, which is folk punk, acoustic music that is with attitude and got a lot of passion and a lot of fire behind it.
Indeed. The crowd's pretty loud, so if we can speak louder than them if we can, but
Soft spoken.
I'm soft spoken too. If you want to
singing.
grab the mic instead of in
Oh yeah.
Yep. Good stuff. So Ryder, you spelled like R-I-D-E-R?
It's the name is Rydercole. Ryder Cole.
Awesome.
It's my grandfather's name and it's an old family name.
Awesome. It's pretty cool. You're paying homage to your grandfather in a way.
I grew up in a family tradition, and one of the things that I still uphold is the music family tradition, which I come from a family of harp teachers and musicians. One of them happened to be my grandfather, and I use the name just to keep it, close and keep it roots. And one of the things with music is I think it's supposed to be a representation of tradition for me. I like to uphold my musical heritage, which is rebellion and defiance through music, celebration of punk.
You have like you were mentioning the Beatles and Nirvana
and my favorite Smashing Pumpkins. Even Foo Fighters and Dave Grohl to me really represent the roots music that I got. That idea that you can write great songs with a simple riff and some harmony vocals and some heart and some passion and a riff that hooks. That hook is what I think music is. It's like the one thing you remember. Exactly. So in my songs, I focus on the hook. Getting into your remembrance, so you can keep the song with you wherever you go. Whether you're jogging in the morning, or you're at work in the afternoon, or you're getting ready to lay back and relax and have your evening wine. If you're the type like me that likes to lay back on the beach side and chill, this music is designed for people like me who are trying to find a way to escape through the music into a more peaceful, meditative state of mind.
Most definitely.
Punk is funny because punk music is defined as freedom. And it doesn't have to be loud and screaming. It can be acoustic, it can be singing in harmony. My personal opinion is that it's an opportunity to express yourself in an independent and individual way, in a unique format. Like when you sing, for example, you have your own voice. When you talk, you have your own voice. Every individual has their own voice. And punk music, which can be anything you want, is a representation of that individuality, that independent vision. But I think music is. What I do with music is I do it my own way. I follow my own rhythms, my own melodies, my own concept of what I'm hearing in my head. And it's a wonderful, wonderful escape from formality. and what people call, pigeonhole, being boxed in. You know? Do you, as an artist, think that freedom is the most important thing in expression, in music, and poetry, and comedy, and movies, and any form of expression should be about freedom, right? Like the ultimate release.
100%. Yep. And that's why I love performing here at the Nog. You know,
You
it's
get
like,
that opportunity in places like the Nog.
oh yeah,
You get to be yourself.
most definitely. That's what I love. It's like, and then that's why like a lot of comics from different cities come to us because they can get away with saying stuff that they can't say in those cities.
Be more true.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're a small town, and I've been in small towns most of my life. I grew up here, and I spent some time in Brooklyn, New York, which I call a small town. I spent some time in Asheville, North Carolina, which I call a small town. But it was the same understanding. Music is the opportunity for us to create something unique and individual and independent. Your own voice. It's like with the music I'm doing right now, my friends and I are getting together and we're writing and recording our songs based on no genre styles. Everything is collaborative. We write together, we sing together, we play all the different instruments and rotate as the evening progresses, the band progresses. So 1 minute I'm on lead vocals and the next minute I'm on the drum set. And then Ray Smith is jumping in on bass. And then, as you mentioned before, Ben from Ben and Nikita,
Yeah.
his band Hot Robot is also part of this collaboration.
Wow. He's such a good fellow. I love the guy.
In Ormond Beach, we have a really tight group of musicians and people and artists who are trying to kind of collectively put these shows together in Tiernan, like we've done with Hot Robot and my band, which we call Scrod.
What made you name your band Squad?
It's from my dad. So my dad, he coined the phrase Scrod. It means a simple fish. And he always said you and your friends are like those bait fish. Scrod. Throwaway types.
Oh,
And we always laughed. We go, damn.
that is pretty awesome.
We are the throwaway types. We're
The best
the
kind.
outcasts. The people who just were, no one wants to be us, man. We don't want to be anybody else.
Same.
Freedom is our speech, it's our goal. Hot Robot, my band is called Scrod. I'm the singer in Scrod, I'm Ryder Cole. And we create punk music from Ormond Beach with attitude, and we create a collective of punk style and music that is not about any kind of leather jackets or mohawks or clothes or chains that jingle. We create music that it's all about freedom and our ability to write something that is collective for us is fun. Because the bottom line is, I wouldn't do this if it wasn't fun. My favorite quote of today was, I wouldn't have got into this if it was about hotels and money and things. I got into this because it's about going down to the beach with my friends and catching a fire, catching some waves, and we write music. It's sad. Back in the old days on the beach, you could camp on the beaches and have bonfires.
Wow. Do they still allow it?
20 years.
Wow. That's like, there's a beach that I like. When I lived in Los Angeles, I went to Dock Wilder Beach. You can make bonfires there. And like, we made s'mores all the time while the planes from LAX were flying above us. It was like the best. It really is.
That when you can get together with your best friends and you can pass the guitar around, sit by a fire on the beach, and really feel that wind and that nighttime air and that salt water. That's what our music is a reflection of. My friends and I are Ormond Beach. I would consider our roots. For example, we were the first band to ever play at Tiernan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like 20 years ago.
Randy would be like, hey, Squad.
Indeed. This place has seen so much amazing music. It's just awesome.
it's been a great ride, and we're thankful for nOg, and we're thankful to have the opportunity to have these, mom and pop venues where we grew up in, and have the roots values behind us. You know what I mean? Like, our music is about this town. It's about us growing up together, singing our songs in this empty room with no one listening,
Yeah.
and no one cares.
Like podcasting.
Still sing our songs. And we still write our music together as friends. Like, it's not about me or Ben or John or Mike or Derek or David or anyone else. It's about us. Dave Henry is one of my favorite musicians, and he taught me that. It's about us. We do together. Our collaborative efforts is what makes a structured voice in what we're focused on. We're not trying to be, somebody in the limelight kind of thing. We're trying to show that it's us together as friends and how we grew up. And this is a representation of our childhood and our youth and what we grew up in, what we feel, which is punk rock. It's punk rock forever. Punk is not dead. And people know, and people feel it. Everywhere you go, have you noticed everybody loves Nirvana forever? Like, it'll never go away.
Right?
Because the honesty in their music, the honesty behind that movement of just, punk, like real feeling in songs. Like, for example, let me ask you a question. What's your favorite song?
Gosh, the first thing that always comes to mind is Triumph by the Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay.
Yep, and
Why?
because Inspector Deck is first on it, and he rhymes 16 bars, no curse words, but he talks about Socrates and philosophies and all that good stuff. And and there's no curse words. And him and Method Man recently doesn't use any curse words either. And that's my style on stage. I don't use any curse words, but I'll get down and dirty like old dirty bastard.
Yeah, you like to get a little raw.
Yeah, most definitely, and scare people and be like,
well, hey man, sometimes it's no emotion is supposed to be raw.
Yep.
Feelings, passion, but you don't have to swear to say something.
Exactly. And it allows people to hang on to your words and like draw those images in their brains. And
I agree with you. And the writers, I like the writers that are more, I would say, articulate in their speech. Because you get guys like Questlove who there's just unspeakable joy in the lyrics, like an unspeakable genius behind every little nook and cranny that he writes.
Most definitely.
Get behind his work, and this guy is he's beyond poet. Like, he's on a level. And that's the other side. I'm also a huge fan of hip hop music, and I believe that some of the best ideas are breaking free of genres, allowing music to be an experience that happens in the moment. No genres, every instrument, every opportunity, an open mind, an open space for each individual to come together to collaborate and to create this experience we want to call music. If you think about it, what is it? What is the music experience? What is it? When you come to my shows, you will experience a roller coaster ride.
Heck yeah.
I will take you up and down and around and around and around. Every genre, every style, every feel you've ever imagined. I can perform my style of music, which is what I consider to be universal.
Mike is loving it because he plays like almost every single instrument known to man. And
I can't say that.
You're a banjo man, aren't you?
I played 2 instruments now. I'm on the third one.
I've been feeling banjo lately.
Awesome.
All my time in Asheville, North Carolina inspired me to the enjoyment of roots music. Artists like Gillian Welch, David Rollins.
I was born in Nashville.
Was you?
Yeah.
Good vibes up there.
Oh, yeah, I love that area.
Good vibes. Good people.
I was blessed to live there for 13 years.
Nice.
And it was a really amazing experience. It helped me formulate my music into another part of what I was going to describe, which is you have your roots, and then the roots have to grow. And you have to elevate outside of where you're from in a lot of ways if you really want to expand your, I guess, understanding that you can express. because you're understanding if it's only in this small little area, what we call the shallow end of the pool. How are you ever going to understand what it means to be in the deep water? How are you ever going to know what it feels like if you've never gone to the deep end? You spend your whole life just chilling in the shallows. Where do you ever learn? If you just, oh, I'm never going past the line because I'm safe here, I'm comfortable, and I don't know what's going on in the deep end. Sometimes you need to get in the deep end. When you get there, you drown a little bit.
Most definitely.
Do
And like,
yourself a favor. Swim. Learn to swim.
I loved how you weaved like Questlove and back to the roots, like in those two words, those three words, and it's awesome. And I got to see the Roots live at the Mile High Music Festival, and there was like Tom Petty was on the bill, Jason Mraz, Lupe Fiasco, the Roots. It was like the most insane lineup ever, but I was like worth the trip to go to. And so it's Colorado. Dave Matthews was on the bill.
Oh, hell yeah.
Another brilliant mind. What an amazing musician that guy is.
Oh yeah,
That guy started. He got to me when I was super young. Him and Tim Reynolds with their weaving sessions. Well, I like Lily White session album. That one was a big influence for me because that was two guys making it sound like a room full of music.
yeah. That's what I love.
Two guys. And the whole album, you're thinking to yourself, how is this two guys?
Most definitely.
You know?
Now, I love how you're like listening to the banjos and like we were talking earlier. I used to manage a band called the Widowhood Effect, and they were a three-piece band. They sound like a six-person band because like they were like the Rush of Pueblo, Colorado, and like my buddy Brandon had like an electronic kick drum on one foot, and like he had a tambourine on the other, and he played guitar with the other with his hands, and it was just like three instruments on this one dude, and then the other guy would play like the bass or the banjo, and the other guy would play guitar and provide vocals. But they broke up, but like, it was quite an incredible journey. They were like mashed up with Alice in Chains and Mumford and Sons. But like, they covered Trampled by Turtles alone.
Great band.
Yeah, I love that band. All the way from Duluth.
They play everything live twice as fast.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Seeing them live is a surreal experience. You've never heard any band play faster than Trampled by Turtles.
No way. And
Devil Mix 3 and Trampled by Turtles.
Did you see him in Jacksonville? They were together.
I got to see him in Asheville at the Pisgah Brewery.
Awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful venue.
I forgot to wear my vest, and I have the Devil Makes 3 patch on it.
Yeah.
It's like the Johnson family on it. It's awesome.
Some of that, that also relates to a lot of the songwriting stuff that has influenced me from Asheville. Because those guys, Devil Makes 3, I think they're from Santa Cruz, California, but they have a bluegrass Appalachian punk acoustic style, where the instrumentation is Appalachian and the style is punk. So it's pretty cool because all the songs are double time, they're really fast, and they're all about whiskey and the burden of being a troublesome soul.
I love bluegrass, and like there's a bit like back when I lived in Colorado, there was like a bluegrass festival at the Colorado State Fair, and that I went to.
Yeah.
It was just awesome.
That's a good energy we get in the mountains from that bluegrass music. That's what I'm talking about with it. If you really get into what we're talking about, it's all about expression. Music is the ultimate raw form of expression, and these styles they're regional. And if you think about it, like we grew up here in Ormond Beach, where the styles here are really varied. There's not a lot of genre specification here in this area, which is awesome. That is a good sign. Where you have, for example, you can come here and you can see punk, you can see country, you can see reggae, you can see beach music, you can see some cheesy cover guy playing Irish fucking traditional. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things. You can see a little bit of anything in this arena. That's what makes these kind of places, in my opinion, the root of where bands and artists and culture develops in small towns.
Oh yeah.
You have to have a space. Excuse me. You have to have a space.
Most definitely. And I love it here, like the nOg especially. Like I performed in front of sold out shows and theaters, but like when I'm like the last comics going up and there's only 4 people here and I'm making them laugh, it feels much better than a sold out crowd.
And I've seen many of your performances. You're excellent, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I enjoyed many of your
I mean, Ryder Cole. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Man of
Awesome.
many names. Man of many names.
Most definitely. I'm glad you come and support us, and I love making the music and letting them walk up to it. I'm just like hidden in the corner, so I don't try to stand out that much. But
Oh, the best thing is that we, like I said, we have a space and we have an opportunity to really explore what Tyrannog could be. Because I could see Tyrannog evolving. I mean, I played on this station since I was a kid, literally, and I could see it evolving. I remember back in the day, there'd be hundreds of people here,
yeah,
hundreds of people. And
it's
now
fun.
the town has sort of, become small again. And who knows? Maybe the town will grow again as time passes. We'll see. Right now we're trying to develop a little bit of a local draw. We used to have a place called the Church, and that's where everybody used to gather back in the day, but that place no longer exists. So now we're gathering in a place called Macker's, and it's amazing having it. And we're having shows there a couple Fridays a month, and it's going to be for local groups and local bands who want to get down and show their stuff. We've got a stage, and we've got a really great setup now that we're trying to do a little bit of a local gathering. So,
That's pretty
local
awesome.
bands, local artists, local musicians.
And Tristan is
Yep, Tristan's in charge of the whole thing.
yeah.
Tristan's our people.
Tristan rocks.
I know you guys love our Tristan and John Macker.
Yeah.
And both of them we're trying to put together a fun space where everybody can get together and do their thing. And we already got it set up right now, man. There's Hot Robot came out there, and Holy Human came out there recently. And I'm going to be performing out there on Friday night, December 2nd. And I'll be out there from 6 to 10 p.m.
Awesome.
at Macker's.
Sweet. Are you gonna be there every Friday? Or?
This coming Friday, and then the following Friday, I'll be at Krabby's Oceanside. I gig regularly around here in the area, promoting my band Scrod. You can find me at Ryder Cole on Instagram.
Awesome.
I promote my band Scrod. And I'm the singer-songwriter of the band that promotes the songs, the original songs that I write and my friends write together.
I'll be sure to put all this social media links to Sprog
Yeah, I'll
on.
send them to you, man. It's one link. It's one link for them all.
Oh, you have a link tree? Then?
Oh yeah.
Awesome, fantastic. So I'll be sure to put it in the description box below so you can like, subscribe, and all that good stuff
Yeah.
to Sprog and Ryder.
We have some songs available. You can check out online, some videos if you want to see what kind of solo performances that I do to bring the band in. And then, like I said, the band will be performing this Friday at Macker's, December 2nd, 6 p.m.
Awesome. Do you go up to Flagler Beach at all? And,
I do. I'm a huge fan of the Flagler Tavern. I
okay.
perform there regularly every Wednesday night. I'll be performing there Wednesday, December 16th.
Definitely keep me in the loop because I live in Palm Coast.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll come by before the comedy show
Oh, nice.
and then head down to the nOg and DJ. So hopefully it's before.
You should check out my solo acoustic show. I do a lot of homage to my favorite punk bands, Bad Religion, NoFX, and
Yeah.
even then, every once in a while, I'll throw a little bit of, the little treats and the little cherries.
Indeed. I love when I lived in LA. I covered NoFX.
Oh yeah,
And
my favorite band,
they're amazing. I saw them perform Ribbed in its entirety.
best band that has ever been. Man.
Most deaf. It was like an anniversary show, and I think it was at the Mayan, I think downtown somewhere, and it was either covering them or Public Enemy,
Okay.
and so I was like, I'm gonna go cover NoFX, and so they were like this body surfing was like a conveyor belt of bodies, and like we had to shoot on our knees, and so they kept on touching my ankles. I was like, this is horrible, but I had so much fun at the show. That was so
Awesome.
Yeah.
The thing with NoFX is they changed the game because they are the epitome of punk. They are the epitome of freedom. And everything I've been discussing tonight, I think, is a direct reflection of how they have inspired me to want to be an independent musician who is able to do their own thing. I'm not interested in any kind of, acceptance or acknowledgement or this guy's good. These guys, they taught me that music should be about passion and your own independent individuality. It doesn't matter if anyone likes your songs. It doesn't matter if you're popular. It doesn't matter if your songs are good. It matters if you are passionate about your songs and you feel that they're good. For example, Daniel Johnston could care less what anybody thought about his songs and his songwriting. He just wrote his songs.
Most definitely.
And Thurston Moore. Can you front on Thurston Moore's individuality? The guy plays like no other individual on this planet. His songs are his complete, unique vision of reality, in my opinion. His expression, And all of us just listen to his songs. I don't know if you're a Sonic Youth fan, but I am. I listen to his music and I'm in complete awe. And people say, you're awed by something. Like, have you ever heard Thurston Moore? Have you ever sat down and really listened to that man's music and his band and what they did together? That music will change your life. You've never listened to Daydream Nation, Sonic Youth's record?
I didn't listen to that one, but I know Sonic Youth for sure.
I highly recommend you do yourself a favor and listen to Daydream Nation.
Okay.
You'll never ever look at music the same. It's like, this is earth-shattering stuff that gets swept under the rug, and people don't even think about it. They're like, oh yeah, whatever. That's not popular. Why would I listen to that? Why would I listen to something I've never heard of? That seems. But then you think to yourself, shouldn't you listen to everything you've never heard of? Shouldn't every single artist like Ryder Cole that you've never heard of be on your radar? Because maybe we are the song that you've been looking for.
Absolutely. I was talking to TJ and Mike and Nikki and now you. Like, I put together Threat Fest here at the nOg every October. So like music, storytelling, film, podcasting, all that good stuff. Film, like just everything for like 3-4 days. It's free to get in. And so I raise money for the entire year and like spoil my buddies. So if I can afford you, I'd totally love to have all of you on there. Because we have like a night for like stand-up storytelling, a night for music. So it's awesome. Like last time we had Scott Hooker. He's from Lakeland, and his day job is like he works in a morgue. Yep. But his songs are great. And Samantha Ivy, she's a comic, and she has some songs out. They're all on my YouTube channel too. So definitely give them a listen. So I'm trying to find more, and that's why I started this podcast, is to find like musicians and comics.
Bring more interests. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why James mentioned to me tonight to come down and just say hello, because I'm a native and I grew up here, and I am basically one of the people who I think is part of the local music scene and always has been and always will be.
For a very long
Ormond
time.
Beach is one of the most roots towns in the music world. You will never find another small little town like this.
No way.
You won't.
I need to.
You won't find anything like this town, man. You'll meet a bazillion musicians here. Everybody plays cover music here, though.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That's what people want, right?
Yeah, I don't like it. I like original stuff.
In the era of jazz, every musician was a cover musician. Every musician played every single song that was popular at the times. Every artist learned you had to play what they called the current songs, the hits. I don't see it any different now. You have to learn the hits. You have to learn the current songs. You have to learn every song that everyone wants to hear. If you want to really express the music, you have to express all of the music. For example, Taylor Swift, relevant artist that should be expressed and shared. Chris Cornell, relevant artist that should be expressed and shared. All across the board, there's all these artists that should be expressed and shared. Because they are Kurt Cobain, they are Billy Corgan, they are Jimmy Page, they are Bob Marley, they are Jack Johnson, they are Mason Jennings, they are Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson. Shall we go down
There's so many out
the
there.
list? It's like the Bible. It's like how many names? And then so and so begets so and so.
Indeed. I saw. I covered Soundgarden at the Wiltern. They did 3 nights, back to back. No direct support, no opener, just them doing 3 hours of music. It's just.
Chris Cornell was an absolute monster of music. That guy was just brilliant. His voice, it just puts you over something.
Most definitely. I saw them I just saw him on tour with Linkin Park, and they Chester and Chris did a hunger strike, and it was just amazing. He
Oh, yeah.
still hits those notes.
Well, I wanted to make note of that too. I perform all of these songs that we're discussing. And when I perform, my goal is to pull you into a song that you recognize, that you know the lyrics to, and you want to sing along. And when you see my band, we're going to play original music. When you see me play acoustic and solo, I'm going to pull you into these songs that you know that you're familiar with, the ones that make you feel like you're home, such as Hunger Strike for you, or for James, it's a Less Than Jake song.
Yeah.
He's a big fan of Less Than Jake, and he really likes when we do the classic. And it's one of those things where each person has their song,
Most definitely.
And the goal is to try to pull you in so that you find your song, so that you will be open-minded to the fact that another song is waiting for you. You know what I mean? For example, I didn't know. And I'll ask you a funny question. I didn't know that Bob Dylan was in any way, shape, or form the guy who wrote like a Rolling Stone. I just thought, let's just see rip off song. I thought I was kidding around. And then I come to find out it was him making like a jest. Like the song itself is kind of, it's like a, I don't know, it's like a. The only way I can describe it is that I found that Bob Dylan is the ultimate songwriter because he can make you feel like you are listening to other artists when you're listening to him. And I think that's awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
His whole life, it's like every single album, it's like a different artist. And each album is ever changing, ever different. And his voice modulates, Does it ever make you wonder, like, why does his voice sound so much different on National Sky? When did he become so, nasal?
Indeed. Shout out to Jacob Dylan too with the Wallflowers. Good stuff.
Bob Dylan's that dude, man.
He's
I'll
that
tell you
dude.
right now, as much as I like to poke fun at him, he's the best songwriter I've ever heard.
He is, man.
We all know.
I'm right with you.
Although that's questionable, my friend said that Tom Petty had a good running up on that.
He's up there too.
So I don't know.
Top 3.
What do you think?
I'm all over the place with music. Alice in Chains Unplugged was what brought me into rock music.
Yeah.
And then like Linkin Park was the one that brought me to like hip hop. Well, like with a mixture of everything, like all genres. And of course, Wu-Tang. I can't live without those guys. Jason Mraz, Adele, like you name it. A bunch of my local buddies, Sonic Vomit in my hometown. Freddie Penn used to live in DeLand. Now he's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He's fantastic. So I'm just all over the place, no matter what genre it is. Just depends on what mood I'm in. If it hits my soul, I'm here for it.
I'm into that.
Most definitely. Awesome. So, Ryder, is there any final word you'd like to give out to the audience at
I
home?
just want to say thank you for this wonderful opportunity to chat tonight.
Right back at you, Ryder.
And
You rock,
thank you
dude.
to everyone in the world who's looking for music. Keep on seeking.
Absolutely. Keep on rocking in the free world.
Much love, y'all. Peace.
Peace. Awesome. Thanks to TJ, Mike, and Nikki, and Ryder. Come see me at the Pachecucha in St. Augustine. Ryder, if you want, here's where I'll be. Remind me where you'll be. I'll be in St. Augustine coming up. So
My gig's coming up this Friday, December 2nd.
awesome.
Mackers in Daytona Beach.
Sweet. And then there's a Wednesday when I'll come to that
Wednesday,
one.
Flagler Tavern.
Okay.
December.
I gotta go to Satellite Beach on Friday.
So I will be at Flagler Tavern December 14th.